Hello everyone, my name is Michele Williams, aka Coach Michele. If you are chiming in for the first time, welcome. If you are returning, you already know how I feel about you. So today I'm going to dive into a topic that is extremely overlooked and absolutely important for everyone, especially those of you that are brand new. You can start out from the very beginning doing things the right way, right? So this is like a best practice type of video. So it's important, guys, to learn how to manage money and save for your taxes. So it's so common for many people that enter into entrepreneurship, home care in particular, that they're coming from a 9-to-5, a job, right? Whatever those shifts look like. And they're used to being paid week to week or month to month. So therefore, they're used to their taxes being automatically taken out of their check. Voila, when you become a business owner, that has changed. The tide has shifted, baby. So what that means is that now you're responsible for paying your employees, taking the taxes out of their check. Hopefully you have a professional payroll company, because I definitely recommend that you do. And they will take those taxes out for your employees. They will take the matching portion that you're responsible for as an employer, and they will submit your 941 form and your taxes quarterly for you. So that's very, very important. So that's the first thing I want you guys to write down. And then we're gonna just go directly into what does that look like, because it's a dramatic change, guys. I've seen people go from working a job, receiving a paycheck, to generating tens of thousands of dollars a week, and many of them earning 6 and 7 figures as far as revenue coming into their business within the first year, 2 years, 3 years, right? So it's really important that you understand this from a foundational perspective when you're just getting started, so you can set up the type of accounts that you need to in your business, because most people don't save for taxes. They don't save at all, but specifically for taxes. So you need to set aside those taxes so that you're not caught off guard when it's time to pay your taxes, file your tax return, because it could be quite substantial. I mean, huge. Personally, from my experience, I got caught up with taxes because I didn't know any better when I first got started. And then jumping into making so much money, even from my first business. Well, my first business, I had a CPA, but he pretty much did everything for me. So I didn't learn the things that I was supposed to learn or should have learned when I went into my next business, right? So what I want you to do is learn from my mistakes. Don't hire someone that's going to do everything for you where you don't have a clue. It's even like consulting. A lot of times people will call my office and say, are you going to do everything for me? Is your team going to do everything for me? No, we're not. We're going to support you, help you, teach you what you need to do, teach you how to start your business, grow your business, give you all the forms you need, give you all the policies you need, but you need to go out there and get the client. You need to do the work so you know how, and you're not dependent on us for everything. So we're going to teach you how to fish. Okay, so you want a bookkeeper and or CPA that's going to teach you along the way, because you don't want to get caught up the way I did with taxes and end up with a lien on your house. Okay, because yes, I had a lien on my house. It's not fun, guys. So that's one of the biggest surprises that people get, because when they make money, they think it's theirs and they start spending it. So the surprise is real, okay? So I want you to create or set up a bank account, right? So you're going to have your savings account, you're going to have your business account, checking account, and then I want you to have your business checking account so you could put your taxes in there. Now, if you say, oh, I don't want 3 accounts, then you can do 2. Do a business checking, all your revenue come into that account. You do a savings, and you can put your tax money over there, because every dollar amount is not yours, right? So you have your overhead, etc. You have your taxes. So like I'm in a 35% tax bracket. So 35 cents of every dollar I need to be putting to the side, because then I know that I have more than enough, because then I'm going to have tax write-offs and blah, 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 right? So I'm going to automatically suggest that you put money aside. Now, you may not be in a 35% tax bracket, but guess what? Your CPA can tell you what tax bracket you're in. That's why it's good to have a bookkeeper that's helping you on a month-to-month basis, maybe a CPA that can look at your records quarterly, and then that way when the money start really coming in, if your CPA can assist you with tax planning, he or she can say, okay, now we think you need to do this, or you need to do this, you need to beef up the amount of money you're saving. So they're going to create that strategic financial roadmap for you so you are able to mitigate your tax liability as much as possible. A lot of times people just don't think about it because they don't know it. Some of us are like the first generation millionaires in our family, the first ones to be entrepreneurs. So we didn't have that mom, that dad, that auntie to teach us how to manage the money, or they may not have known how to manage the money. My daughter just started a home care agency. Shout out, Deja. Yeah. I'm a proud mom. So she knows because I've taught her, and I will continue to teach her. So I want to give you some tips. Okay. So one, we talked about having a CPA, a bookkeeper, right? And then you may say, well, coach, I don't have enough money to invest in those individuals right now. Go to the Small Business Administration. You know, they have professionals that have retired and give back to the community. So you may be able to get someone there to help you until you're financially in a position to do that, right? So you know, I talked about having multiple accounts. So that's extremely important. The next thing I want you to think about is a budget. So just like you have a personal budget for, you know, finances, paying your bills, etc., I want you to create a budget for your agency, right? And that's going to be crucial to help you through this process as well, right? Because sometimes in business, things come up, just like in personal, things come up. So I want you to be prepared. Now, side note, if your credit ain't good, get your credit right. If you are just starting a business, set up so you can, you know, have business credit as well, because you will need some credit. You want to build credit as you start your business, grow your business. Then, you know, that's a whole nother world over there, and what you can do with your business credit and things like that, right? So I definitely want you to create a budget. And then automate, you know, your savings and your checking. Don't say, okay, every time I get revenue coming in, meaning every week I'm going to bill my clients, I'm going to take that and manually move it. Sometimes that can set you up for failure, because now your mind, you're seeing this money and you say, oh, I'm gonna do this. So automate it. So just like when you have your job, you have your direct deposit, a certain amount goes into your 401k. So now that's a whole nother video, guys. Entrepreneurs, yes, you should have 401ks. Okay. So, you know, you have that money coming out directly. So set it up as well and say, okay, this amount of money, I'm generating X amount of billable hours times my hourly rate equals this. So I'm able to take this amount out of my check. And then as you start to get more billable hours, then of course you just increase that dollar amount that's coming out and going into your account. Now, I could tell you, just based on working with hundreds and hundreds of people all over the world, this is doable, guys, because most of my clients are learning from my mistakes because I'm so transparent. So I want you to sit down and look at where you are today and figure out, okay, and this is for those of you that have already started. I want you to look at it and say, okay, I've generated this amount of money, and now I'm going to Google and research or talk to a professional to see approximately how much I'm gonna owe. Because at this time, you still have enough time as of this video to get yourself out of such a high liability as far as taxes. There's things that you still could do, because we're in October, there's things that you still could do to mitigate that money going to the IRS, right? So you could keep more of it, or you may be able to, you know, invest in your business, and then that's a tax write-off. So there's strategic things that can be done if you talk to a professional that can help you through that process, okay? Don't wait into January to figure this out, okay? All right, guys, so those are some tips and suggestions, recommendations from me. I look forward to seeing you guys at conference. If you haven't gotten your conference ticket yet, go to homecarecoaching.com, click on services, then events, and I will see you at conference. Take care. God bless.